Here you can see these are patella bones. This is the right sided patella and this is the left sided patella. It is the largest sesamoid bone of the body, which is found in the tendon of the quadriceps femoris. Now we come on to the anatomical position of the patella. For it, hold the patella in such a way that its apex faces downwards and base faces upwards. Its articular surface should face posteriorly and the large lateral part of the articular surface determine its side. For the anatomical position, keep the articular surface of the patella on the tabletop in such a way that its base is directed towards you and the apex is away from you. Now observe the tilt of the patella. The patella as a rule always tilt towards the side it belongs to. So here you can see it is tilting towards the left side. So this is the left sided patella. While in this side you can see it is tilting toward the right side. So this bone is the right sided patella. The patella bone is somewhat flattened and it is a triangular bone. It has one apex, one base, and it has two surfaces, one anterior surface and one posterior surface. The apex will face downwards and the base will face upwards. The anterior surface of the patella is convex and it is rough in texture, while the posterior surface presents a large articular area which is divided into one large area which is the lateral one and one small area which is the medial area. For the features of the patella, I have explained you it has one apex, one base, then it has three borders. One superior border, one medial border and one lateral border. And it has two surfaces, one anterior surface and one posterior surface. Now the apex. As I have told you, it is directed downwards. Here it provides the attachment to the ligamentum patelli. Now we are coming on to the borders of the patella. The superior border, which is also known as the base of the patella, it provides the attachment to the rectus femoris muscle on the anterior part, while on the posterior part it gives attachment to the vastus intermedius muscle. The lateral border gives attachment to the vastus lateralis in its upper 1/3 area and the lower 2/3 area gives attachment to the lateral patellar retinaculum. In the medial border, the upper 2/3 provides the attachment to the vastus medialis muscle, while the lower 1/3 area provides attachment to the medial patellar retinaculum. The anterior surface of the patella is rough, convex as I have described previously, and it has longitudinally striated surface and various vascular foramina is also present. This surface is subcutaneous and between the anterior surface of patella and the skin when bursa is present, which is known as the subcutaneous prepatellar bursa. This is the posterior surface of the patella. Here, the lower one-third of the posterior surface is rough and it is non-articular, while this upper 3/4 is the smooth surface and it is the articular surface. The small non-articular part near the apex is further divided into two areas, one upper area and one lower area. This small lower area provides attachment to the ligamentum patelli. The upper area is related to the infrapatellar pad of fat. The large articular area of the posterior surface of the patella is divided by a vertical ridge into one large lateral area and one small medial area. The large lateral articular area lies in the contact with the lateral femoral condyle in all the positions of the knee. The small medial articular area is further divided into two parts by a vertical ridge here. So, it is divided into one small medial area and one large lateral area. The narrow medial area is known as the medial strip. The medial strip comes in the contact with the undersurface of medial femoral condyle during the full flexion at the knee joint. Now we will talk about the ossification of the patella bone. The ossification centers appears during the 3 to 6 year and they fuse forms a single center. The ossification is completed at the puberty. The fracture of the patella bone is common. It is due to a direct blow on it or a sudden forceful contraction of the quadriceps femoris. It causes a transverse fracture of the patella. As the patella is a sesamoid bone, it is devoid of periosteum. So, when fractured, the bony union does not take place.